Hey guys, welcome back to Fusion Weaver mod. It's the patch 1.10.0 highlights. A reminder, it's only for mature audiences, it's not for children. Without further ado, let's go on with our changes. The patch is not as early as I thought it would be. Frankly, I forgot to upload the patch and I had many new things ready, but it wasn't deployed. I forgot about it, and so I merged what I did next with what I had right then. So the changelog list is pretty long, I must say. It's a one-page log. Not many new features, some changes, but a lot of fixes. Most of the fixes relate to things that were broken in 1.9.0 with the dynamic speed. But without further ado, I will go with the new things at last time. At the last part of the list. It's on the list though. So let's go with the changes. I have a list open on a screen next to my PC, and yeah, increase the High Wizard Spawnrate. I've nearly doubled it. They were spawning a little bit too rarely. I usually encountered one or two if I was lucky for an entire megawatt, so it was too rare. I've nerfed Nova quite significantly. Her both rifle and her machine gun no longer do as much damage. With the machine gun, it used to deal 5 to 15 at level 0 with no upgrades. You know, when you buy the engineering bay, and then you have the ability to upgrade your infantry weapons. It used to deal additional 1 to 3 points of damage per level. Now it only increases by 1. So if you had at the maximum level 3, from 8 to 24 damage, now you deal only 8 to 18 points of damage. It's a fast fire weapon, so that feels good, honestly. Especially since the fact that you can increase your precision, which pretty much causes you to only deal the maximum amount of damage. So it's 18 instead of 24. The rifle was nerfed significantly though. It used to deal damage. The first level is not reduced, but every level is reduced by a ton. It used to increase. It used to be 15 to 45 at level 0, doubled on level 1, tripled the level 0 values on level 2, and quadruple on level 4, capping at 60 to 180. Generally, the values are now significantly decreased. It's level 0 is without changes, no changes for it. Level 2 is reduced by 10 the minimum and 30 the maximum. It pretty much increases by 5 the minimum and 15 maximum. So it's 15 to 45, 20 to 60, 25 to 65, 75, and then 30 to 90. Scoped, I've also reduced, generally similar method. It's not as much. It's not that weakened, but it's still weakened. The scoped version is not yet weakened, not yet nerfed. It's harder. It's projectile based. It's harder to balance it, and it never felt that strong. So I'm keeping it as it is for now. Generally, the rifle will probably still be nerfed because it's still very strong. While just right now, let's get me the target dummy. It deals 15 to 45 damage. If we, it's going to be Nova. I can't remember the name. So let's just give ourselves a lot of resources. Just any. Well, I've alt tabbed actually. So hopefully nothing broke. So yeah, let's get the engineering bay, and the maximum damage is far less than it used to be. Whoa, I'm so unlucky. Yeah. So it's far less, and honestly, I think that was the cheat code for now. Power up. That's the endlessly give ammo. it deals a lot of damage, but the rate of fire is slow, and yeah, it's something for something, I guess. And the precision bonus doesn't apply to this one. But yeah, that's the nerfs to Nova. There's, as you may have noticed, there was a rifle here, Nova's rifle. The weapon level is... The weapon used to spawn instead of a rocket launcher, in place of a rocket launcher. It now spawns in place of a shotgun, so we can access the weapon earlier. Especially it was stupid considering the fact that ammo to this weapon was in place of shells, so usually found this weapon with rockets, because reasons. Anyways, this is not only changed because rockets, in place of the rocket launcher, you can now find the launcher. So let me just no clip real quick. Let me just in case get the god mode on. Yeah, I knew it. There was going to be a bomb. Yeah, so the rocket launcher, you can now find the launcher, the Punisher grenade launcher. But Super Shotgun now doesn't have anything for Nova. It's just like the shotgun used to be. It has no power up, no item. I would like to change it. But I have no idea what could spawn for Nova in place of it. The same thing for Chainsaw. Yeah, as you can see, Strife weapon because it can spawn, and yeah, it's useless for us. Those are the changes, and there's one more change, that Predator. It was fun, but Predator no longer can spawn as ally to the player. It was fun, but it wasn't really. It doesn't really make any sense. I like Predators. That's why I put it as a chance for Thor to be allied. But no more. Those are the changes. The fixes. I fixed some small. I think it was, one of the numbers was not right on Fox's status bar. I've aligned it properly now. I fixed the broken animation of Strife Bishop. It was... I hope nobody saw that, but it was Strife Bishop and the Dropper, so it's the one, my version. Generally, most of the animation states that the Bishop went into made him invisible. It used actually the invisible sprite that I use in many animations that are simply for background functions. They usually take 0 frames, so it's not visible. But yeah, it's fixed now. Now, silence please. And yes, furthermore, there were some outstanding issues with the Miss Druid's bright states. Nothing major, but since I could fix it, I fixed it. Yeah, Predator. Predator was dealing double damage with his basic attacks. That was major. I was playing with a friend, and we were like, "Hey, those Predators are doing so much damage. Yeah, they're anti-infantry specialists. They should do a lot." But something made me look into the code, and I looked at the damage functions were called twice. So they were dealing a ton of damage normally. So yeah, let's just see how it should be summon friend. So yeah, those were damages. Those are the basic damages that Predator does, and it was double. Okay, let's remove him. Okay. No, fixed Nova powered machine gun reload sequence. Frankly, I'm not sure what it really did. I think it was a long time ago. It was the 1.10 that was supposed to be instead of what it is right now. It was. I think it was moving back to some states from the first frames. Similar to the scope, there was also a similar bug in the Nova Scope version. Oh, I remember the Nova Scope version. If you enter the... Let's upgrade it so I can show it to you.
Job's finished.
And Ghost Academy, Snipe.
Research
When you enter
complete.
this, when you shot, the normal weapon appeared and it shot. It wasn't there were any problems with the functionality, but the graphics were broken because I used the wrong texture for the weapon, and it broke. Well, no surprise there. Going on. There are missing messages for pickup with Dragon Claw and the Strife's crossbow. That's simple enough. Most of the I fixed the amount of ammo dropped by monsters with their weapons. Generally, they were dropping not enough because I was using wrong items, and yeah, it was always a bit of a edge case. But at one point, shotgun guys dropped 4 shells. At the other time, 8 shells. At other, 2 shells. So it was always there was something not right. Actually, the 4 shells version was the one I wanted, but yeah. There was an issue with the monster. This monster, I think I call him like that. Corruption Cacodemon did not spawn at all, and he's nasty, so he should spawn. He deals poison damage, acid, as you could have seen. I lost my weapon, and it's a bit tougher. Okay, let's remove him so it won't interfere. There was also a critical issue with Nova. Let me just give the weapons, and I want to lose all ammo. So actually, I want someone. I found some clip. I need to disable the no clip cheat. Yeah, it used to be when you had exactly 30 bullets in your mag, and you reloaded when you had 0, so you have now 30. There are 2 values. There's the actual ammunition you have and the ammunition in your mag. The ammunition in your mag is a bit wonky, but if you had 30 there and 30 here, when you shot all the bullets, the game froze. It was a critical issue. As soon as I noticed it and I understood it, I fixed it. Yeah. However, if you had, for any reason, I don't know, let's call it, you reload it right now, and well, I need another clip. Yeah. If you reload it right now, you shot all 30 bullets, and reloaded when you had less than 30. The crash did not occur. So it was only that edge case, but it was a crash. Yeah, there was several more things. There Predators, Ghosts, and many Terran and Protoss units. They didn't respect the hold position command. It now works. It also works for those monsters if you somehow gain control of them from natural response. So, for example, you encounter a ghost and you kill it. And how could you get a ghost? I don't know, somehow you raise it from the dead. Oh, I know. You have the ghost and Sasha kills it with a soul tear shout. It kills the ghost and the ghost is risen from the dead. That ghost can be commanded with the follow mode, hold position, etc. Onwards. Slow effects and haste effects were both too effective and too ineffective. Generally, haste were too good and slows were too bad. It's rebalanced now, but it now is more. It feels more correct. If you have a slow that reduces your speed by 50%, you expect to move at half your speed. And it used to be that you were walking at 3/4 of your speed, so it wasn't working that well. And similarly, if you increase your attack speed by 50%, you wouldn't think that you were shooting at double speed, but you did. So it's between what was actually and was generally it's like it's halved, or or whatever. Generally, let's just, I believe I have some debug texts right now in the version that I'm going to publish in a few minutes, or it's already published, whatever. It should be fixed, but I'm not sure if yeah, I did remove. I wasn't sure if I removed the information that we are increasing our speed and or decreasing. It's slightly faster. Let's give ammo again, so you can see it better. It's faster, but not extremely fast. And we are hasted. We can also be power slow. Slow spell. Generally, there was a. I have other way to show you to you. Slow spell. We need to be close enough, so we are affected. As you can see, both effects are working. It doesn't feel that bad, but because the haste is still working. And the haste has ended. It works well right now. But yeah, slow is now something you need to be careful about.
Advancing on target.
Oh, of course, that spell is one of the stronger slows. It's I don't believe any monster right now is using it. You can use it with the rune magic, but there are slowing effects. The Frost Baron, for example, will slow you. It feels good the way it works. Let's see. It's slower, but it's still manageable. It makes the fight more interesting, more dangerous. And it doesn't last that long, so it's no big deal. Okay. That's the slow and haste thingy. I want to do that fog cloud. There's plenty of changes to rune magic. Generally, the Holy Bolt Arcane version did not cost mana when you cast it. That was shameful, because I would expect something bug like that would not allow it to compile. But it did compile, it simply didn't use. It was I placed an enter inside the item name that it was supposed to be taken. Simple fix, but annoying. Oh, there's one more thing change to Nova. It's actually a fix. When Nova morphed to a vehicle and died from ice, she was frozen. No longer. There was an issue that if you were frozen as a vehicle and then you were shattered and you respawned, it was only multiplayer though. If you respawned, your weapon, your vehicle weapon was not removed, your vehicle UI was not removed, your vehicle powers were removed, but also the side UI where you see my grenades, landmines, etc. were also broken across all players. It lasts until the map ends. At least you can avoid it. You could get out of it. But it's fixed. At least it does look like it's fixed. I did only the checks with a bot, so I could see if it works. But the results were promising. I was able to reproduce the bug, and after I made a fix, I wasn't able. So I guess it's working now. Going on, Regenerate Mage spell had the wrong interface in the spellbook. I think let's get to the, for example, Ranger. I think I have it bound. No, I don't have it bound, right? And Fusion Generic hotkeys. No, it's going to be Rune. Let me see. Generic. No. Yeah, Rune Magic. In this screen, yes, you can see anything. The Rune Mage Regenerate Mage spell had the wrong combination, so it's just a visual issue. But you tried to type it in, and then you couldn't do anything because it's not the right combination. Furthermore, there was a severe issue with also multiplayer, single player was working fine, with the almond system that I've implemented. Generally the drop armor function checked for the, instead for the player that drops the item, it checked for player number 0, which is the first player armor, which pretty much usually caused the armor to disappear from the other player instead of being dropped. It's fixed, at least I hope so. I knew what's wrong, so I've implemented the fix, but I was not really able to test it right now, so I hope it's fixed, but like I said, I wasn't able to check if it's really working right. We are closing to the end of the changes. I've changed stim packs, the Nova stim packs, to now not increase the attack speed by quadruple your attack speed. Generally they had both the new attack speed system and they had the how is it called, the double firing speed power up. So I've removed the double the double speed. And there was a small issue with the rune magic spells that, again, not impacting single player but impacting multiplayer. You were able to cast the spells while dead. It's super stupid, but and a simple fix. Okay. Also related to what I said about the stim packs, there is a known issue still currently. Zasha, the Skyrim character, her Battle Fury shout that gives the Elemental Fury effect to your allies instead of her, does work like stim packs did. Generally, quadrupling your attack speed. It's small trade-off because I don't have her scripts for the dynamic attack speed yet ready. So it was either the shout not doing anything, including Elemental Fury, or in that edge case that you're affecting someone else with your buff. That's the known issue. And yeah, let's get to the new stuff. New stuff is always fun. Generally, starting, I need to change the character to mage. It will be easier to show one thing. Let me kill the monsters and just no clip to my preferred arena of showing stuff. First thing, a small thing but very convenient. You might have noticed this while you were while I was moving through the screen. There is now a new hotkey. You can hotkey or use Repulsion Disc. I usually use the bound the item anyways, but I think just item being available to you normally is better than just writing bind and finding out the actual item name. Second thing, monsters can now drop Rune Spell Scrolls that immediately unlock your spellbook. So let me summon Sorcerer of the Star. And yeah, so sometimes when you kill one of those guys, not this one, let me just kill them. It's around 10 to 20% that it drops. Okay, I'm not really lucky right now, it seems. But across the game, it's a bit more convenient. I always like it when you want to show you something and then it doesn't work. Oh yeah, see this scroll? Let's just kill all the remaining. This scroll, when picked up, will type in the console the rune spell we found, and it will be now fully unlocked in your spellbook. All the spells that are in the game can be found from some random monsters. Each monster has a preset list of the spells they can drop. This guy can drop this spell we have, and there's 2 more, the same copy. They can drop the Acid Cloud, the spell they're casting, and I think they can it can also drop the Elemental Acid. Prophets of Doom, for example, drop the Elemental Fire and the Fireball spell. Rune Apprentices, Rune Adepts, they drop plenty of spells. Arc Vial, Heresiarch, Wizards, Bishops, all the spellcaster guys, they drop a lot of scrolls. Generally, technical units don't drop anything. Well, obvious. And now, last but not the least, new monster! The Thor from StarCraft. Let me just set God mode. He's equipped with, as you can see, with those two guns. That's, well, they're working pretty much like a siege tank attack. But they do a little bit more splash damage. It's not all the thing that they have. Let me just get a little bit farther. I think we can get, yeah. If you get too far, it will use a barrage of his cannons and yeah, pummel the area. It has a cooldown. This ability has a cooldown. I can't remember how long, but nothing too long. But that's still not the least. Let me just start flying. If you get from high above, he will start shooting rockets at you. The rockets are dangerous. They're actually very dangerous. And as you can see, there's plenty of them. So that's why you don't get too close. But yeah, that's not all. That's of course the boss level monster, that's pretty obvious. Yeah, the railgun's weapons are strong. The mage one is really strong weapon. And to think it's nerfed. It's actually nerfed compared to the actual Hexen. Because it was doing too much damage. But yeah, let's drop him to low health. Yeah, he's just a boss monster. He's strong on his own, but generally most of the bosses use also the aid of their minions. Once he gets down low enough, he will go into a repair mode. It will fix up to full health. I think it was fixing around 8,000 health, because the guy has 9,000. He's fully vulnerable right now, but yeah, it's if there's minions that will focus you, it will make it hell. The ability itself has a cooldown. It's supposed to be around 10 to 20 true minutes. However, I've made it so big that it's currently. I waited an hour and it still didn't recover. But yeah, it generally works. And he's a big mini that it will try to kill you. This is an arena that's good for you, and also the character is really good to shoot the guy. But if you get locked up anytime, you're toast. He's also like with that alternate fire. He's also very dangerous when you're far. But yes, this is going to be it. I think he's dropping too many goodies still, but no matter. It will stay like that for now. This guy was not fully tested yet. I've played a Megawatt where I had it, and I encountered him twice, and both of the times was tight enough place that it was pretty much stuck. Yes, this issue still occurs on most of the things. I've only fixed it for I think for the imps, the heretic, not imps, the imp spawners, but heretic knights and specters and dark templars. But they are not boss level monsters, so they were not used in any scripts by default. Anyways, yes, this is it. This is all the changes in 1.10.0. I plan for 1.11. Before I go to that, there's one more thing I would like to note. Monster Master is still under construction. I can show you him, but there's nothing really changed since the last time. There are more monsters ready, but generally the character is still far from being finished. But most of the scripts are already ready. I need to get all the monsters ready. I have created like 4, let's call it evolution trees for the character, and 3 of them are 2 of them are fully completed. 1 of them is nearly completed, and 1 is, well, to be done. So yeah, and the plan for 1.11, except in addition to working on the Monster Master, I'm going to be reworking, adding the attack speed thingies to Zasha. I will be adding the, not really adding, well, actually that's adding new items, new weapons, actually new armor to Zasha. The magic user armors, at least I plan to do so. I want to spice it up a little bit, and I will change the enchanted weapons strength for her, so enchantments are worth it. There's one thing I'm thinking of working on. I'm not sure for whether it's going to be for the next patch or later, but I want to do this, is custom ammo. What do I mean by custom ammo? For example, you select, instead of normal shells, you select Hellfire shells that spread fire in addition to normal damage, or you get something I took from the idea I took from XCOM. You change, get, instead of normal bullets, you get blue screen rounds that, when targeting technical vehicles, etc., they may cause them to be stunned. Things like that. It's going to be an addition to normal ammo, and I think to make it work, like you hold the reload button and some sort of a, not necessarily UI, but just information that ammo swapped. And once you leave the button, it will change the actual ammo with animation if applicable. But yes, this is it for the 1.10.0, and that's what are the plans for 1.11.0. If you have any questions, any concerns, any ideas, I'm all open to ideas, especially for Nova's super shotgun and chainsaw level items. But yes, this is it, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will enjoy this new patch. So, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye bye!